Here. Welcome athletes, rational equations. So our problem solving strategy that we're going to want to use when solving rational equations is we want to make it an easier problem. We want to make it a linear problem. Well, to make a rational problem linear, we want to undo this division. So here in this example, we want to undo this dividing by 2. We want to undo this dividing by 5. Those are complicating solving this equation. So let's first try and make it an easier problem. Well, how do we undo dividing by 2? Well, we're going to multiply this side by 2. What we do to one side, we're going to want to do to the other side. So, as we do this, those cancel out. That was the purpose of multiplying by 2. Over here, I want to remember that this is a quantity. Okay, so on the left side, I'm left with just x. Okay, on the right side, I have 3 plus x times the quantity 2 over 5 still. Well, I want to undo dividing by 5, so I'm going to multiply by 5 here and multiply by 5 there. So what do I get? I get 5x is equal to, these cancel out, so I have 3, the quantity 3 plus x times 2. Now, I have a linear equation. I've made it into an easier problem. So now that I have an easier linear problem, I use the strategies we've discussed before about solving linear problems. So I'm going to distribute out my 2 to drop my parentheses. Okay, I'm going to arrange it so I get both my x's, all my x's on one side. I get 3x is equal to 6. Divide by 3 to get x by itself. And I get x is equal to 2. I'm going to verify my solution here. So the left-hand side, I put 2 over 2. That's equal to 1. On my right-hand side, I get 3 plus 2 over 5 is equal to 5 over 5, which is equal to 1. They're the same. Verified. X is equal to 2. All right, let's look at our second example here. Okay, so again, my strategy here is to undo this division by x. So I'm going to multiply this side by x, multiply this side by x. So as I do this, I always think of this over 1, right? So these are going to cancel out. That's the whole purpose of me doing that. And so I'm left with just 4 on the left side. And on the right side, I have 3x over 4. Okay, now undo this dividing by 4 on the right side by multiplying by 4. What I do to the right side, I must also do the left side to preserve that equality. Okay, these should cancel out. As for the plan, I get 4 times 4 is 16, which is equal to 3x. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and I get x is equal to 16 thirds. That can't be reduced because 16 does not have a factor of 3 into it. Okay, as I check my work on the left-hand side, okay, I'm going to have 4 divided by 16 over 3. Well, I know division is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Well, the reciprocal of 16 thirds is 3 over 16. Okay, recognize that 4 can be written as 4 over 1. So as I multiply my fractions, I get 12 over 16. Both divisible by 4, so I get 3 over 4, which matches my right-hand side over here. So I have verified that my solution is accurate. Okay, example 3 here. Okay, follow through with the same strategy, a little bit more difficult because I got to remember that these are entire quantities. So as I distribute things out, I want to make sure that I recognize that those quantities have parentheses on them. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is deal with my left side. So I'm going to multiply by the quantity 3 minus x here, and this side by 3 minus x. I'm going to put over 1 just to remind me of my multiplication. These are going to cancel out because that's the purpose of me multiplying by 3 minus x, and I get 2x plus 1. Left side is equal to 3 times the quantity 3 minus x over 4. Okay, so I'm not going to distribute that numerator yet on the right hand side, but I'm now going to deal with dividing by 4 by multiplying this side by 4. And I got to remember here I'm multiplying this entire side by 4. So I'm going to put in my parentheses there. Okay, so what am I left with? These cancel out. Left hand side, I get 4 times the quantity, 2x plus 1. Right hand side is 3 times the quantity, 3 minus x. Okay, good point here. I've solved an easier problem. I now have a linear problem. So now I'm going to do my strategies for solving linear problems. Distribute to drop through my parentheses. So I'm going to get 8x plus 4 is equal to 9 minus 3x. Okay, so I'm going to get all my x's on the left side. So that means I'm going to have to move this one. So I'm going to add 3x there and add 3x there. So since I'm planning to get all my x's on my left side, I'm going to get all my constants on the right side. So I'm going to subtract 4 here, subtract 4 here. What I notice, these cancel out, these cancel out. Collect my like terms. 8x plus 3x, I'm 11x, which is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 11, and I get x is equal to 5/11. Okay. Now, to check my solution. Right hand side is 3/4, so I need to check the left hand side. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 times 5/11 plus 1 over 3 minus 5/11. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do on the numerator is I'm going to multiply the 2 across. So I know this is 2/1. So I'm going to just distribute to that x. So I get 10/11 plus 1 over, well, my denominator, I'm trying to add and subtract fractions, so I need a common denominator. So I'm going to think about multiplying this by 11/11, because I know my denominator is 11 here. So what I'm going to get is and again, I'm only multiplying this term here by 1, because this, I don't want to change the denominator. So what I'm going to get here is I'm going to get 33/11. That value is still 3. I have not changed that. Just have it in a different form. And I have minus 5/11. Okay, so continue making an easier problem by simplifying. 10/11, so looking at the numerator, okay, do the numerator in green. Okay, I'm adding fractions. So adding fractions again, I need a common denominator. So I need to recognize that I'm going to multiply this by 11/11, okay, which is 1. So I'm going to get 10/11 plus 11/11. Okay, my denominator is here, and since I have a common denominator, it's going to stay the same. And 33 minus 5 is 28. Okay, continue simplifying this out. My numerator is 10 plus 11, that's 21/11 with a common denominator, and that's over 28/11. Okay, again with fractions, I'm going to remember that dividing by something, so 28/11 is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal of 28/11. So that's 11/28. I did a small typo here. This was 21 in green, so I need to make sure that stays as 21. Okay, so 21/11 times 11/28. Okay, as I multiply this across, the 11s cancel out, and I'm left with 21/28. They both have a factor of 7, so I get 3/4, which matches my right hand side, and it's verified 7/11 is the correct solution. Okay, last example here. So this one's unique because we have 2 fractions on the left. So I got to remember, as I'm trying to undo this division, of 3 and 6, I want to multiply something to the side that's going to alleviate both of them. Okay, so if I always do it by the larger of the two, if they're common factors, it'll get rid of both of the denominators. So what I mean is, look at the denominators. Which one's larger? It's 6. Okay, and which one is our least common multiple of 3 and 6? Well, that is 6. It's a number that I can get to 6 with 3 and 6, so that's what I'm going to multiply this side by. Okay, so on my left side, I'm going to multiply it by 6 here, and I'm going to multiply this side by 6. Okay, so as I do this, I got to remember I'm distributing across. So I'm going to do it step by step here so we don't lose anything. So this first step here I'm going to do in green. So 6 times x over 3. I can think of this as 6 over 1. I'm going to get 6x over 3. Okay. Here I'm going to do 6 times this term. I got to remember the negatives going with it. So I get negative 6 times the quantity 1 minus 2x over 6. And then the right hand side is equal to negative 24. Okay, so now I should have, if I multiplied by the least common multiple, I know that these fractions should reduce. So what I'm going to see here is the 6 and 6 cancel out. Well, on the green one, 6x divided by 3, they just reduce to 6 divided by 3 is 2x. So then I have 2x minus the quantity 1 minus 2x, because the 6 is canceled out, is equal to negative 24. Mission accomplished. My first strategy is done. I've made an easier problem by getting rid of my denominators, undoing that division. Okay, so I'm going to solve this like other linear problems. This negative sign I'm going to make sure I distribute through so I can drop my parentheses. So I get 2x minus 1. Negative times a negative is going to be plus 2x, okay, is equal to negative 24. Since I already have a constant on the right side, I'm going to get all my variables on the left consolidated. So 2x and 2x is going to give me 4x, okay, and then I'm going to make sure that I add 1 on this side to undo that minusing 1, and I'm going to add 1 on this side. Okay, so what I'm going to get here is I'm going to get 4x is equal to negative 23. Divide both sides by 4. Divide this side by 4. And I get x is equal to negative 23 over 4. Okay, that's going to conclude the notes for tonight. Make sure you highlight any questions you have and bring them to class.